Although we haven't discussed the Ripple SEC case on this channel in a while, some shocking news has recently emerged from it. I want to discuss a startling new development in this video that will leave you speechless when you see it. You guys have no idea what the SEC is up to. Towards the end of the video, I also want to discuss some really interesting news about Ripple and MasterCard that, in my opinion, truly reveals some of the company's aspirations to make XRP a worldwide digital currency. I simply wanted to share this post by Marty Party with you before I started this video. Although I don't actually know Marty Party all that well, I do know that he's a highly liked figure in the other cryptocurrency forums. I recently came across this post, and for a few reasons, I found it to be fascinating, saying, "Breaking XRP is not a security, according to the European Corporate Governance Institution." That's certainly pretty thrilling now, isn't it? It would be preferable if more individuals asserted that XRP is not a security. It's a little crazy that the one regulator in the world, the one where Ripple was founded and is regulated, says that XRP is a security while the rest of the world disagrees. Still, it's encouraging to see another government acknowledge what we have been aware of for the entire time. XRP isn't a safety net. However, I found his next statement to be really humorous. Bullish for all proof-of-stake cryptocurrencies, he declared. Folks, this demonstrates, in my opinion, just how far behind XRP the rest of the cryptocurrency ecosystem is. Not only that, but they are unaware that XRP isn't proof-of-stake. Gentlemen, proof-of-stake cryptocurrencies have serious issues. First of all, it is evident that the SEC opposes proof-of-stake, which is a serious problem. The ability to just purchase influence over the network, however, is far more significant. Having a large amount of money allows you to purchase power and gain influence over the Ethereum network. Gentlemen, I don't believe that purchasing power will be possible in the future financial system. That's not logical at all. The Federated Byzantine Agreement is actually used by the XRP ledger, for those of you who are unaware. In essence, this means that each and every trusted validator on the network has an equal say in how the network develops. As a result, no one individual or organization can take command of the entire network. In the ecosystem, each reliable validator has the same amount of power. In general, I believe this is the type of system that will succeed, not one where you receive a few $1 billion from the government and then all of a sudden you can dump that money into one of these networks and seize control. I found this to be rather intriguing from a few perspectives. First of all, I believe it demonstrates the general lack of knowledge in the cryptocurrency ecosystem about a digital assets such as XRP. When I talk about what I want to talk about at the end of the video, I think you'll see how far behind some of these folks are in terms of advancement and how much ahead of XRP in terms of some of these challenges. XRP's problems with the SEC are almost over, and the company is free of the peculiar proof-of-stake problems that I believe will be major problems down the road. For those reasons, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. It seemed like a really intriguing tweet to base a response on. Nevertheless, I want to continue and discuss some significant developments in the Ripple SEC lawsuit. And folks, this is among the most startling things I have seen come from the SEC in a long time. It's been a while since we've discussed the Ripple SEC case on this channel. And that's just for kicks, you know? There's not much to discuss these days. The SEC is merely attempting to determine how much of a smack on the wrist to impose on Ripple XRP is not a security. I believe that a lot of people are still very fixated on this litigation, failing to see that XRP already has the clarity it will eventually gain and that Ripple can already operate their business globally in the manner that best suits them. Thus, all they're really doing at the moment is tidying it up. Now, the SEC actually filed a motion earlier today requesting that Ripple pay $2 billion in fines as a result of Ripple's unlawful selling of XRP to institutions. And for the boys, this is possibly one of the silliest things I have ever seen. For those who recall, Ripple was accused of offering unlawful securities for sale. Illegal securities totaling $700 million were involved. Thus you would assume, correct? In the worst instance, the SEC would demand $700 million. Nope. It was increased to $2 billion by the SEC. Now, considering that Ripple is not even required to pay the entire $700 million, this becomes even less logical than it currently does. The $700 million in XRP that was sold to us institutions is all that Ripple needs to pay. Worldwide institutional sales total $700 million. Well, the United States is the sole country under the SEC's jurisdiction. Therefore, it's highly likely that only $100 million of this $700 million was sold in the US. And if that is the case, then Ripple wouldn't really have to pay a punishment if the $100 million was sold to us institutions, as long as those institutions were experiencing a loss in XRP. As you can see, folks, in all likelihood, Ripple will have to reimburse only a small portion of the $700 million for the illicit security sales. However, the SEC is requesting $2 billion. Folks, this merely serves as another illustration of the absurd actions taken by the SEC during this entire ordeal. Sincerely, I believe that if the SEC simply declared, "You know what, Ripple, give us $100 million, please give us $20 million, but now is the time to take care of this. Let's finish it now. Tomorrow, Ripple would do it." It's quite disgusting that the SEC is still attempting to punish Ripple for the SEC's own attacks on the industry, for the SEC's own ambiguity, and for the SEC's own heinous actions in this case. It also serves to demonstrate to the regulator the challenges that the rest of the industry will face in the future. Ripple and XRP are virtually out of this situation, which makes me very glad. Finally, I want to discuss something that I believe really emphasizes how ridiculous it is that a large portion of the cryptocurrency industry is unaware of the XRP situation. People like to refer to it as a proof of stake in cryptocurrency and other such terms. According to this MasterCard analysis, remittances in Latin America will be digitized and run on many rails through strategic partnerships. It also discusses the application of blockchain technology to CBDCs and similar types of payments. Although XRP isn't mentioned directly, pay close attention to this particular presentation. For the creation of CBDCs, Ripple is in discussions with more than a dozen countries, many of which are cross-border. Here we have a report straight from MasterCard discussing Ripple's achievements in the cross-border payments and CBDC markets. Gentlemen, MasterCard is among the world's largest payment processors. They observe the industry's trajectory. They observe the locations of emigration. They observe the topics of conversation and the location of adoption. For some time now, MasterCard has been somewhat of a covert collaborator with Ripple. At several conferences, we have witnessed leaks of it. MasterCard is aware that the payment landscape is constantly evolving. MasterCard is aware that the governments of these developing countries are searching for methods to exit the existing system, which is ineffective for them. They don't want to pay exorbitant fees and wait 3 to 5 days to transfer money internationally. For them, it doesn't work. Ripple has known this from the beginning. Ripple has realized that by offering these governments and other institutions in these nations better payment options, they can help money move as quickly online as information does. Guys, with this adoption, Ripple is moving forward. Furthermore, Ripple's products will spread more widely throughout the other countries' economies the more deeply they are able to integrate them into these sizable governments and other institutions. Guys, not even the rest of the cryptocurrency industry knows what XRP is. For them, XRP represents evidence of stake. They concentrate too much on meme currency. They spend too much time concentrating on these many blockchains that are only for retail. I don't think the financial structure we are moving toward is for the next generation. Retail will be the starting point. Retail won't persuade Bank of America and JP Morgan to start utilizing their products, in my opinion. That is just not how I see it going to operate. It is my belief that organizations such as Ripple, which operate top-down and collaborate with major institutions, governments, MasterCards, and central banks in these countries, will be highly adopted, and that eventually products will be developed around these high-level implementations. Ripple has always operated under this plan. And because they don't encounter it in their day-to-day lives, many individuals are somewhat perplexed by this. They don't see Ripple attempting to enter the market with meme currencies. They don't think Ripple will produce a DeFi product with a yield of 100%. Behind the scenes, Ripple collaborates with organizations that don't directly deal with retail. It's difficult for them to recognize the development because of this. But I believe the value will suddenly become apparent when these institutions are able to turn the corner and transition to the new ecosystem that is being created behind the scenes. The SEC has prevented Ripple from progressing for the past 4 years. They've been the target of SEC slowdown attempts. The SEC has been attempting to get as much money as it can from them. However, as of right now, we can tell that its end is imminent. They're slapping Ripple on the wrist. It's likely going to be far less severe than most people, including myself, have anticipated from the start. Ripple has emerged victorious. Their goods are still functional. The SEC was unable to put an end to their offerings. They failed to eliminate XRP. For now, XRP is not a security. Guys, it appears that Ripple has grasped this understanding ahead of the rest of the business, as it appears that the SEC's outburst won't end at XRP. They appear to be focusing on fresh targets. Therefore, Ripple will be able to begin building the rails they have been building behind the scenes, building them out for production, building them out with clarity, while the rest of the cryptocurrency industry is scurrying for the same clarity and trying to figure out how the heck Ripple got out of this on top. And that, in my opinion, is is when things really start to click for everyone.